Gubernatorial candidates Bob Ferguson and Dave Reichert making their pitches to Washingtonians tonight. We are bringing you complete team coverage of tonight's debate. KREM 2's Mark Hanrahan coming to us now live from Seattle with reaction from the questions he personally asked those candidates about issues right here in Eastern Washington. First, though, we are turning things over to KREM 2's Cody Proctor, who has been following this race closely and has a recap on tonight's debate. Cody?
Well, Whitney, this is the first time that gubernatorial candidates Bob Ferguson and Dave Reichert faced each other after they advanced past the August primary. Now, last half hour, we looked at their responses in regards to the budget and taxes, as well as protections for farm workers. This time, we're taking a look at access to abortion. That also proved to be a big issue that was addressed tonight. One of the questions touched on the issue of more out-of-state patients seeking an abortion in Washington after the Supreme Court struck down Roe versus Wade.
We'll be making sure we make investments as a state to make sure that all women, whether coming from out of state or within state, are able to access the full range of reproductive freedom, which again is a critical difference in this case.
I will protect those laws and work with our members of the House and the state legislature to Senate to protect access to abortions.
Now, another key issue of the night that was talked about was the impacts of forced boarding schools in Native American history. The two were asked on how they would help tribes still deal with the trauma.
They're working with the tribes and making those safe places for our children and the families of our indigenous community members.
What has gone on with boarding schools in our state, just like in other states, is a true tragedy. And I've heard that loud and clear from tribal leaders and tribal members as I've met all across the state